Hello and welcome, this is Melskunner, and we're back with some more Wargame Red Dragon. In the last video, on the enemy's turn, they attacked me in this naval sector. We did quite well, we only lost a couple ships, and they lost quite a lot of their ships, so... As a matter of fact, they have no muskets left. At least not in that one. Does the Marine Regiment have any? Let's see. Naval... They have 10 left. So if they use their Marines, so their one naval attack squadron has very little left. Geez, all right. We did take out a number of the Luda ships too, but they have quite a few more of those. So, all right, interesting. So now we have to figure out where we want to deploy stuff, really. We routed these guys, so we're going to have to wait until next turn before they move in, and then many of them are tanks, so it's going to be another turn on top of that before they're able to attack me. So in that token, I think we just regroup, we get some cohesion up. That's something my enemy won't really be able to do. If they want to press the attack and send everything back in, well, they can't get their cohesion back up, and I'll eventually win that fight because I can just sit here and keep getting my cohesion up. I do have to worry, though, about this airborne regiment, and there might be another group in here that is a similar force. So let's say it's another helicopter unit, and they have the same kind of range that we've seen helicopter units be able to have. Well, in theory, they should be able to be moved 2, 4, and be here and attack. So there might be 2 helicopter regiments, perhaps. And if that's the case, we do want to have some element of defense here. Helicopters can be very devastating. We do have an air defense company, which would prove useful. We also have infantry that has some anti-air weaponry, although not a lot, only a single platoon. It's more this guy that we would really need to rely on. Neither one of these guys have really good morale. I think it'd probably be a good idea to get my gunship company over there. Maybe even the this guy here. Let's see what we can deploy first before we do much else, though. So we've got this Canadian unit. It's 20 points. We can't deploy it even if we wanted to. We've got some Canadian units. So we have a light horse battalion, which has a lot of cohesion, possibly. It is a infantry battalion, it looks like, although it looks like more an engineer company, or a battalion, I should say. Then we have an artillery company. So these two are the only things we can afford right now. We have no air forces. I honestly think we go ahead and get this light horse battalion. And we can either deploy it here or we can deploy it up there. I say we deploy it in Hong Kong. So we have some forces in Hong Kong. I'll go ahead and have them R&R so we can get their cohesion up. I'm going to send this Gurkha regiment over here. So we have, you know, a little bit better morale, but we'll also be able to take advantage of the helicopters, the infantry, and what have you here. Like the SAS force, that will be pretty useful, as they do have anti-air missiles. That's probably the only unit that's really useful over here. The other thing I could send, this wasn't necessarily a bad deployment, I just want to think. The other thing we could send is the gunship company. These do have air-to-air missiles, which is something that's rare for helicopters to have, and my enemy won't likely have anything like that. So these helicopters will be able to hit the enemy, and the enemy will not be able to hit them back. So that's a thought. What does the enemy have, just to be sure? So, transports with machine guns, transports with rockets, transports with rockets, transports with machine guns. We've got the recon, and then, again... Okay, so the machine guns can hit helicopters at 525 meters. That's pretty short, but it is something they could do. And they could try and overwhelm me with that. And the Lynx do not have... they'd be able to hit the helicopters at quite a range, but they don't have any machine guns to back up. So if they swarm me with helicopters, they actually stand a chance of knocking these out. Now these guys are pretty good against helicopters, though, as I can see here. That's quite a range. 20mm cannons. That could be pretty useful for against other helicopters. You know, to be totally honest with you, I think that's the right call. So we're going to go ahead, move this gunship company over here. We're not going to need them over here for a while anyway because of the enemy's air presence and things. The Harriers, they have rockets. So what I'm thinking is we probably want to have some kind of air coverage. Harriers have that. Okay, so I'm going to put that over here. I'm not really sure what to do with my naval group. If these are just helicopters, then there's no real need to move my naval unit because their naval unit's going to try and attack me in this sector. They could come down here and try and disrupt my ability to get more naval units. I don't know if I even have that ability to do so. They could also take their Marines and go, what's their movement? 2, 4, drop off, which would be bad. And in that regard, we might want to go offensive against them. Now, the Harriers I have are not too useful for me. They have 18, and then this number doesn't really matter so much. So this group here is probably the only one that took casualties. We still have 42 ships. We would have quite a bit of a cohesion disadvantage, but I think we keep this group here as a defensive unit against this. I think we have to try and beat these guys up. So I think we press them with this naval unit. Again, as I said, I won't be able to knock them out this turn because I have to move, then do stuff. We move these guys in. Oh, they're already dead. Is that how that works? Can I do the same thing over here and kill all these guys? I don't think so, because they have one unit that isn't that way. I think as long as they have one unit that can fight, the other ones will still be around. I'd have to defeat them, I think, and they still get to fight. These units still get to fight, I think. I'm not 100% on how this works. I mean, we could click on one. No, I can't see a tooltip of what that message means. It's possible I'd be able to wipe all these guys out, and if I did that, the enemy would kind of be in trouble, but I'm not going to at the moment. But yeah, we just wiped these guys out. This is just a militia regiment. We do have Marines here, and these Marines could embark and go on the offensive. We do have a naval invasion route here. Whether or not we'd want to follow through with that, I don't know. We also have one over here, too. This one's probably not as important immediately, but it's a thought. But yeah, I could go after these guys with my Marines if I wanted to. And as I said, we could come in here. We've got an artillery company, and they've got an airborne regiment. Now, if they get greedy and they send their airborne regiment out, we might actually be able to take this region. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? I'm very tempted to do that. We don't have a whole lot of defense here, though, if I do that. I'll think about it. Okay, so with what we have, I think we definitely send up the logistics company. We've already put the Harriers in. Our anti-tank company got pretty beat up here. There was a lot of these wombats and what have you that got knocked out. We could have them come back and get refitted. We wouldn't necessarily have the points for that this turn, but we wouldn't be able to do it this turn anyway. And it's only going to cost us 1. I think that's not a bad call. So we'll move the anti-tank company back. And if we change our mind later, we could always send them back up. Okay, this guy took some casualties too. But mostly just in this. These, I think, took some casualties. Unless maybe we lost one unit here too. I don't think I'm going to send them back, though. I think we just get our cohesion up with R&R. We'll do the same thing with some of these other groups. So despite what casualties may have taken, we're going to R&R. But we may have that opportunity to, shuffle units in and out to recover casualties and things. But for the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and get our cohesion back up. So we've got plenty. Okay, we put in this guy. I really don't know what to do with this guy at this point. We could use his anti-air capability, air-to-air capability if we wanted to. The anti-ship missile wouldn't be so good for us, but We don't really have much more in the way of naval asset. We could move the Illustrious up into here to secure our way for the naval invasion, but I don't know how necessary that is. The Harriers are air superiority, so let's go ahead and have them come over in here, because that's where we probably need them. And if we have them over there, then I think the F4s can stay. So the F4s will stick around, and they'll try and help against these helicopters. The tornadoes, I think, are going to be too useful over here, so we'll send them over there. That leaves our anti-ship guys. Trying to think what we want to do with this Gurkha unit. I could use them to go more on the offensive. We could use them to go more on the defensive. I mean, honestly, this unit here is a little wide open right now. I think I'm going to keep them where they are, though, just because I'm pretty reactive with them where they are. Okay, so this naval unit, I'll put them over here. We only have 3 of these guys. We could get the other 6 involved in this fight. They do have anti-air missiles that should be able to hit helicopters just fine. So, and they also have cannons, so we'll send them over. Okay, well, I don't think there's anything else we can do. So, yeah, I guess we're going to go ahead and end the turn. We spent all our points. We've moved our units around. We'll just see what happens. Okay, they just sent a bunch of crap in on me. And their planes. Now, this is what I expected. So they sent their helicopter unit over. So we now have to deal with that because it's a helicopter unit. It's going to spawn in a odd place. That's weird. Do we have any naval units? I mean, we have the tornado. That's weird. So they get the center section, which has all of these deployment points. That's kind of sucks. They can't capture this because it's in the ocean. So let's hold on to the deployment zones and just see what we can do with that. We've got 6 cohesion versus their 4. They'll get a bunch of points out of this. We have 3 morale. They have 6. So we need quite a lot of points to defeat them. Go ahead and launch the battle. And we'll try and figure out what we can do here. I think we just sit on we just sit on the deployment zone. All right, so for right now, we got 2 deployment zones. If they don't capture a deployment zone and we kill their last of their command vehicles, they're done. I mean, they do not have any ability to get more reinforcements. Or they won't have any ability to get any reinforcements. So them having this point matters nothing. Okay, so let's see what we have as far as command vehicles. So we have, it looks like 5 of these guys. So we'll put in this building, we'll put that guy. And then in this building, we'll put that guy nice and far back. Okay. So the enemy's going to come at me from this middle area. And it's a nice urban area, so we're going to have plenty of opportunity to set up infantry, which is going to be pretty valuable in areas where they can be deadly. So we've got 2 different types of anti-air missiles. We've got the blowpipe, which is kind of the crappier one, although it has pretty good range against helicopters. It's very inaccurate, though, is the problem. And then we have the Saxon, which has better range and is much more accurate. And we have more of these guys anyway. So I'm going to go ahead, just grab a platoon of these guys. And considering that these are helicopters, that's the only unit, in my opinion, that we really need is anti-air stuff. So trying to place this so it's legal. There we go. I'm going to grab the javelin, so I'll grab 1 and we'll put it in there. And then we'll grab another one and we'll Full platoon. And we'll put it... I am a little bit worried because they do have infantry that they can drop off. So, should we focus our anti-missile firepower in one area? I don't think so. We should probably set up, though, for normal infantry, just as a precaution. So, I'm going to go ahead and set those guys up in a place where we can maybe protect. And we'll do another one in here. And we'll do the same thing over here. So we don't really have any backup infantry. So to help out, we're going to put one there. Okay, so we've done that. Let's go ahead and get... We do have a couple different anti-air missile systems. We want the most accurate one that we can get. So that's going to be this guy here. So we're going to grab 1, 2, 3. And now we need some logistics. So I would like a truck here. And another one here. We're going to be resupplying those missiles. I didn't really take too close of a look at how many missiles we have. So we have 8 and 8. Okay, that's fine. We're going to get another truck. We're going to put it in behind this group of buildings here. We're going to grab another truck. We're going to put it in behind this group. We're going to grab another truck. And we're going to put it probably here is fine. Okay, so we've set that up. Let's go ahead and get the other things that we're going to need. So, I think we go with air power here. So, naval-wise, I honestly don't know if we can call the naval planes from these other deployment zones. I'm going to assume so. I can't hold this down. I don't have any ability to. So let's just focus. These are really expensive. Let's just focus on the things that's cheaper, which is the F4s. Now, the question I have is, the Tornado have more accurate missiles? It does. It has 50% accuracy versus 30%. And the problem with these missiles is 2,100 versus 2,100. Okay, so the range is the same. We do have pretty good cannons here that can take out helicopters at pretty good range. I still think the F4s are going to be the best call. I'm going to go with 4 of these. All right, well, 3 of these. Hey, and we can afford one of these guys. So, we've got 4 aircraft. We've got our anti-aircraft. We'll call in more reinforcements as we need them. But I think that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and launch the battle. We're going to do this on very slow. We're going to go whoop, unload. We're going to go whoop, unload. We're going to go to bullet time. We're going to grab the trucks. We're going to tell them turn off fuel. We're going to take this truck. We're going to say turn off fuel. We're going to take this truck. Turn off fuel. Come over here. Grab this guy. Turn off fuel. Over here. This guy. Turn off fuel. Do we have any enemy in sight? We do not. Okay, that works out. So, the vehicles. What do we want to do with them? I do want to guard my flank to a certain extent. So I'm going to put the truck here is useless for me. So we're going to move that. You are going to go in here if you can. I don't know if they can cross the river. There is a bridge here, so if they have to, they will. Put another one in here. These guys have machine guns, so they will be able to, you know, thwart the enemy in that regard. Put another group over here. Put another group in here. It just as a little bit of a defensive measure. Now over here, to help out these vehicles, because they don't have any machine guns or any ground defense, we're going to put a couple of these Saracen groups in here to help us out. Okay, looking good. So we're going to get 6 points as time goes on. Now, I would have gotten more if I had closed off more sectors, but I only have so much anti-air stuff. So we're going to go this very slow. I'm going to need to double check that the fuel off took. because that is a bad way. Okay, go to bullet time, and let's start using our F4 Phantoms here. So we got 2 on this one, 1 on this one. I want to put a tornado on that one. Here we go. Okay, we got some anti-air missiles firing away here. Okay, let's go ahead and evac. Go ahead and evac. Go ahead and evac. Okay, we've got a big fleet of crap. Not really sure why these aren't firing. Bad line of sight, I guess. Maybe a little bit too much stuff for me to handle. Unfortunately, the tornado we didn't evac. Okay, we'll evac them now. So they're trying to flank me here. Alright, well, we're going to continue to do damage to them as we can. Okay, I got an F4 Phantom ready. Okay. They're going to go after me like that. Another F4 Phantom. We're going to try and go after the guys that are on my flanks here. Hopefully we'll be able to hit these guys with my machine guns. Maybe not. Okay. Another F4 Phantom. We'll go after this one. Okay. They'll spin around and they'll do their damage as they can. Okay, this is bad. What's happening here? Probably what's going to happen here is these guys are going to drop off their infantry. Let's go ahead and just do what we can to try and thwart that. We're going to put our own infantry in here. Let's have this guy come in. Have this guy come in. And we'll try and knock these guys out. Okay. And we've got the enemy kind of doing stuff. Let's go ahead and evac this guy. Let's evac some of these guys that are in mission. So these guys have probably dropped off their infantry, which is bad. Let's have this guy move over here and drop off his infantry. Okay. Go to bullet time real quick. Not really sure what's going on at the moment. Okay, so what just happened there is I'm guessing these guys are going after the guys that are in here, which sucks. This truck's out of supply, so we're going to grab another one. Get him in there. This guy can go over here in the woods and hide, hopefully. Okay. And just to do it, I'm going to grab another truck and put it over here as well. Go through these supplies pretty quickly. Yeah, these guys are out as well, so let's start getting them. Oh, where do you put them to save them? Get another logistics truck in here, and another one. We're gonna have to try to defend them as best as we can. Okay. Okay, that guy's taken out. Go after this guy. Try and pin them down with machine gun fire. We got our F4s. I want to go after their attack helicopters if I know where they are. Okay, Tornado, go after that. I guess we'll take out the recon helicopter. Go after these guys as well, as they're trying to do something funky. That missile behaved in a funny fashion. Okay, so these are logistics vehicles that are showing up. We need to turn off their fuel resupply. But you know what? I'll tell this one to just stop right where it is, because we are needing to resupply over there. Okay. These guys would need to unload. Yeah, see, this is what I was not wanting to have happen. Move these guys back. It's possible they don't have a very good firing solution. Turn this guy off of fuel while I'm thinking about it. So I'm just moving the infantry so they've got a line of fire here. This guy's going to go over here. I'm kind of losing sight of what's going on here. We evac. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and evac this guy. Okay. Go ahead and get another... Apparently I can't deploy naval anymore. Not really sure why. Maybe because they captured some of these zones. Nope. Guess we'll go after that. You can go after that too. Okay, let's switch targets. Oh, no, we want to go after this guy instead. Oh, okay, they've got some anti-air stuff on the ground now. Interesting. Yeah, I can't deploy any more Navy assets. Go after this guy. Okay, got him. Evac. Okay, we've got infantry in here now. Get our own infantry. In to help. Put one there. Have this, actually, let's have this guy move up. We'll have this guy come in here. Have the anti-air kind of back off, because we don't need to lose them in a fight like this. Have this guy move up. Their infantry is probably better than mine. So this is going to be somewhat of a tough fight. We could call in the recon here. Let's go ahead and do that. Grab another infantry platoon over here to help this fight. Come on, don't give me a hard time. Go. Hopefully we get in position in time. I think these guys can come over here and help out. We need a lot of rifle support. Okay, got a helicopter here. Might as well go after it. Another one in here. And they're making a beeline for this building. We managed to get there in time. Okay, these guys, we'll have them go in here. Go after this attack helicopter. Actually, it's not an attack helicopter. I guess it's a command helicopter. Yeah, they're just trying to push in here. This guy's out. We should have him back off. Okay, let's tell these guys to unload. There we go. They're just trying to push their way in here. We've got a lot of firepower trying to persuade them not to do that. Okay, let's go ahead and evac this guy. And evac this guy. So hopefully my infantry is able to hold out here. We've got plenty more where that came from. My anti-air is not really in a good position at the moment. You could have these guys move forward and try and take out the helicopters. Yeah, I don't have line of sight. Try and get line of sight here. Okay, our infantry coming. Fortunately, they got on top of my... Okay, let's try and take out this recon guy. Okay, switch targets here. All right, looks like we managed to get enough points, I'm guessing. And we've totally destroyed them, which is part of the problem if you attack without having any where to go. Actually, the enemy surrender. That's interesting. But they were totally destroyed, and we get 2 morale points, which I'll take. And yeah, that went pretty well. We lost one of our supply trucks, and we lost the one Fox recon vehicle I sent in. I guess it got knocked out by some kind of anti-armor weapon. But yeah, we wiped out that regiment. That's good. Okay, and there's the enemy's turn. So not very fruitful for them. They did put their big group in here again. But as I said, they weren't able to really get much in the way of cohesion. And if I beat them again, they're going to take a lot of casualties. So we'll see if there's much of them left. But I honestly think that this fight here, I mean, really, is it going to go much longer? But we have some things to do here. This is a good point to go ahead and wrap up the video, as I tend to do. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.